What is going on, guys? Miles here, back again with another video. Today we're going to be looking at all of the confirmed camos in Infinite Warfare multiplayer. You can actually find these for yourself in the beta by going to create a class and then picking a loadout and then pressing triangle over the weapon you'd like to see. Now, this is actually called Neon Tiger, and I have this. I'm not sure how I even unlocked this, but it's in the Armory section of the camos. But if we go over to multiplayer by pressing L1, here are all the default camos in the game, which you can unlock by getting certain kills or completing certain challenges. So starting off with desert, this thing looks absolutely awful. Not much to say about it really. It just looks really bad in my opinion. Like, this is the default skin and here is desert. Just looks awful, and you get it by getting 50 kills. So I didn't expect it to be amazing because you only need 50 kills for it. So yeah, I wouldn't bother using that in game, but whatever. The second one we have is Urban Tack, which you get by getting 100 kills. And this one, once again, doesn't look amazing. It looks a little better than the last one. It's got a bit of grey and like dark blue, but nothing super special. Doesn't like stand out or anything, and I probably wouldn't bother using it in game. Third camo we have here is called Wilderness, and you can unlock it by getting 150 kills with the weapon. This one looks pretty cool. I'd say it stands out a lot more than the previous camos, and it's not too difficult to get either. If you just play a bunch of TDM, you unlock this camo in no time. It does look pretty cool, and I probably would use it on my weapons. Next up we have Mars, which sort of looks like a sort of clay color. Obviously it looks like the surface of Mars, which you unlock by getting 200 kills on your weapon, and I would probably use this in game as well. It doesn't look awful, but it doesn't look great. Sort of has like a copper color to it, so yeah, probably use it, but once again it's nothing like super special. Moving on to Arctic Tech, you can actually unlock this once you complete this challenge by getting 200 kills, and we don't actually know how to unlock this camo as of right now, but we could expect something like get 50 kills without perks or without attachments, or get like a certain amount of bloodthirsties in order to get this camo. And this one looks pretty cool as well, but it is pretty similar to the Wilderness camo, except with slightly more white and grey. We also have Murdered Out, which looks pretty cool. I'd say it has a little bit of red and it's mostly sort of black. It looks sort of similar to the default camo, but I'd actually use this in game. It does look pretty damn cool. And then we have Whiteout, which is one of my favorite camos in the multiplayer section, and it's just white. It's exactly what the sort of description says. It's just white with slight bits of grey on it. It looks really cool in my opinion, and I would use that in multiplayer, but once again I don't actually know how to unlock it as of right now. Moving on to Mojave, not exactly sure how you say that. This one doesn't look great at all in my opinion, and it's the second last camo which you unlock in the game. It just looks really boring. It looks like the desert camo from Modern Warfare 2, which you got for getting like 5 headshots. So I'm not sure why this is the second last camo which you unlock for your weapon, but hey, if you guys like it, let me know in the comments below. Maybe I'm like in the minority here, but to me it doesn't look like anything special at all. And then finally we have Coral Mesh, which looks pretty interesting. Definitely stands out an absolute crap ton. You'll definitely be spotted really easily on the map by the other team, so could even give you a disadvantage for actually using this camo. But I would say it's probably one of the best out of the multiplayer camos. Once again, it's not like super special. There's no cool patterns to these camos really. It's just like a color selection which has been thrown over them. But one thing I do actually like about these camos is how it takes up the entire weapon. Even the scope and stuff has the red camo on it, which is pretty cool as well. But the camos I would say in multiplayer are not actually very special at all. They just, some of them look pretty cool like this one, but they don't have any cool patterns. It's just the color scheme used on them. Moving on to the Armory Camos, we only have 6 of these, but they do look a lot better than the multiplayer ones in my opinion, and they definitely stand out a lot as well. This one is Neon Tiger, which I've actually unlocked, and I don't know how I've unlocked this. I'm pretty sure I didn't get it from a supply drop, so I have no idea how I actually got this camo, and I'm not sure how you're going to be able to get it in Infinite Warfare multiplayer. I assume one way of getting them is through supply drops, but maybe there's another way as well, because once again, I'm pretty sure I didn't get this from a supply drop. We also have Stud, which looks really trippy in my opinion. I'm not sure why, it just looks really freaking weird. It's silver. I really like the silver, but I'm not a huge fan of like the sort of weird pattern it has. Probably wouldn't use that in game. We have Anodized as well, which looks really cool. Reminds me of the Party Rock camo from Black Ops 2 a little bit. Would definitely use that in game if I did unlock it, but I have no idea actually how to unlock it as of right now. We then have Tactical Pink, which looks very similar to Coral Mesh, but it has a slightly different color scheme, and it is just like a one paint slapped over the entire weapon. I'd say it looks pretty cool. I'd use it if I unlocked it, but I wouldn't like go out of my way to try and get this camo. I'd rate it like a 7 out of 10 maybe. We then have Silver Falcon, which looks pretty damn similar to Stud. They use a very similar color, except it has sort of like a grayish blue sort of tint to it, I'd say. and the pattern is slightly different. This one seems to be a lot more wavy, whereas this one was obviously studded. I prefer this over stud, honestly, and I'd say it's one of my favourite camos in the game that we know of so far. And finally, we have Psychedelic, which looks absolutely crazy. This pattern is absolutely insane, and it looks kind of cool. I'd say I'd rate it like a 7 out of 10 again. I'm not really sure what to think of it, honestly. It's just a bunch of colours thrown on your weapon. But that is a full list of the currently known camos in Infinite Warfare. You might have noticed that I didn't mention gold or diamond or dark matter, and I think they will be in the game, especially gold and diamond, but they just haven't put them in the beta because obviously they don't want people unlocking the best camos in the game during the beta. That would be really freaking weird. So I do expect gold and diamond to be added at a later point, probably with the full release, and then there'll probably be some camo for getting diamond on every weapon in the game, but I don't think it'll be dark matter. I think it'll be something similar though. But let me know down in the comments below which camo was your favourite out of all of these camos. I would say I quite like Whiteout. It looks really cool. Pretty simple camo, but it looks clean. Pretty huge fan of Whiteout, but honestly, I would say the multiplayer camos in general aren't that great, and I do hope they add a couple more for the full release of the game. But overall, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you guys haven't already, subscribe to the channel for more Infinite Warfare videos, and I'll see you guys in my next video.